Hello again, and welcome to the third and final installment of making the Joker puppet. This part is the costume. Now when I make a puppet, I like to start out with making a sleeve, which is exactly that. It just slides up my arm to just about my elbow. Now I drew a pattern out, and I traced this on my black felt. Use black because it's a neutral color. And I already have this, I got this all sewn up, ready to go. And the costume is going to go over the top of this. It's just going to slip over the top and cover that up. Now for the costume, see I already have this cut out and pieces sewn together. Now this costume for the Joker puppet is obviously in two different colors, and I wanted to alternate the colors. So what I did, I cut a single pattern out of a piece of paper, traced it onto my felt, and cut two pieces for each color out. And this is just the sides here, all the way up to the neck. And I tapered this end a little bit so the length of the arms are going to match the length of the arms on the sleeve. Now this is going to be a little bit, when it comes down here, it's going to be a bit wider than the sleeve, which is what I wanted. So I cut out two of each color of this, and also with the arms, I made a pattern and did the same thing, cut out two of each color for the arms. Now I sewed the pieces all together, like I said, the colors alternating. So this is one side. So what I did when I sewed this, I put the two sides together like this. Then I make sure I keep the both edges together, and I just sewed all the way down. And I did the same thing with the arms. I just put them like this, cut the edges together and sewed all the way down. And you want to make sure you have the stitching parts on the same side for the arms and the body. And this of course will be right side, the right side out. Now you see I have both sides, the stitching's on the back of this. Now when you sew these together, you make sure you have all the stitching on the outside, because you're going to, when you get this all stitched together, you're going to turn it right side out. So I put them like this, and you see the colors are alternating all the way around. And see the stitching's out this way on that side, and the stitching's out on the outside on this side. Now when you sew this together, do the same thing as you did with this. You make sure the edges stay together, and you stitch it all the way down. Make sure keeping the edge together all the way down up to the arms. Do the same thing with the arms. Keep the edges together, and of course you're going to leave this part open, and that's how you do that. Now all I need to do is get this stitched, and I'll get to work on that. Okay, I almost haven't finished. As you can see, I have the coat all sewed together. I slipped it over the black sleeve, and also I had glued the neck of the head into the neck of the sleeve, and the hands I glued into the arms of the sleeve. Of course I did this after I slipped the costume on. And right here, this collar, I made a pattern that I drew out like this. I put a hole in the center to match the hole in the neck of his coat, and then I just sewed that all the way around the edge while it was inside out, of course, and then I just pulled it all right side out along with everything else. And this pattern right here, I wanted to give them that festive raggedy look that jesters have. So I just drew this on here, drew these patterns on, and then I cut them out. And of course, as you see here, I glued some hair to his head, well, which is just yarn, of course. And it doesn't need to be neat or even or anything like that. And glued the hat to his head. And added the bells, all these bells here. And the reason why I said I was almost finished is because I wanted to show you the legs, which go on. Now, I made a single pattern for the long part and cut out one of each color, and then I did the same thing for the back part, made a smaller one. Now, the reason why these are like this are because so I can stick 2 fingers inside the legs and move them about and make them kick. And then, of course, I made the boots and put some bells on the toes and just slipped the boots onto the pants and glued them in place, of course. And now this will go right up here like this and get glued right to the sleeve. And that's what he will look like, or that's what he is. Okay, well, thanks for watching.